and I want to welcome you to the webinar tonight. I think we have someone in the room. I'm waiting for a second to get started here. But if you can, the format here has changed. So I'm trying to figure out if anyone can hear me or what's going on. So I'm gonna just kind of let it go for a second and see what happens. Hopefully there's a couple people on and we can go ahead. There's someone in the room. Okay, how's it going? One attendee has joined the room. I'm sorry about this. This is they've changed the system. If you can just drop me a comment and just say, hey, I'm here, and just give me your name, that would be awesome. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I don't know why it's not. Well, we'll see what happens. But I was hoping that I'd be able to see some questions or comments I have a right-hand bar here. But we'll see what happens, but we'll go ahead and get started. So what I want to do is talk to you tonight about the 4% Success Challenge and what I've been through, and then also talk through the the Think and Grow Rich, the 13 different principles. I've been over 6 of them at this point with the videos that I've been doing. Hopefully you've been following those and you've gotten those. Many of you have been with me for several months now. Some of you have been with me for like a week, which is really cool. Maybe some might be just today you joined. So in terms of joining my email list and subscribing to hear some more about the 4% Success Challenge. So I'm really excited to have you here, and I hope that this is a very helpful interactive recording. Interactive webinar that will be recorded, and I'll send it out. And you know what I'm going to do is, because I can't see comments here. So what I'm going to do is ask you to, if you have comments or if you have questions, send them to rich@elkendeavors.com. rich@elkendeavors.com, and maybe I'll be able to see them that way. But it seems like there's 2 people in the room, but I'm showing 0. So I'm going to go with 2, and we'll just see what happens. So what I wanted to talk about was my first initial piece was how I got involved in the 4% Success Challenge. And if you're anything like me, there's a point in your life where you just decided, enough was enough, and you wanted to make a difference, make a change, and that's something that's it's really important. We go through all of that. But what happened with me? So I haven't struggled to the point where I'm not going to tell you that I have like a rags to riches story, and I got down to the point where I had no money and I was living in my car or anything like that. Nothing like that has ever happened to me, thank goodness, and I'm very fortunate. I've struggled, to make the money that I feel that I should make, and then make the money that I want to make for my family. So one of the things that I have, like I said, I've led a really, really good life, and I've enjoyed myself. I've done things that I wouldn't trade for the world. First and foremost is having been in the Army for 4 years. I did that, and then I also and this is the big one, which was I was able to direct bicycle tours across and around the United States. So I crossed the country 4 times on my bicycle, leading tours, and then also around the Western United States in the national parks area. And so that was awesome, but it kind of like took me 6 months, 6 years away from being financially independent, because I wasn't making any money, as you can probably imagine. So anyway, I've been in my profession for about 15 years, and that's been a lot of fun, but ultimately haven't made the money and haven't gotten to the point where I want to financially, and that's kind of where I came into the 4% Success Challenge. So the one thing I sort of had an epiphany. There was 2 things that happened. Number one, I was driving for Uber. And if any of you know what Uber is, it's a excuse me. It's basically a taxi service. I don't know where people are from on the webinar, and I don't want to assume anything, but ultimately it's a taxi service. So I was driving for Uber, and one Saturday I got a call, or I got a text saying that this person wanted to be picked up, and it was noon on a Saturday. And I had actually, like, I was kind of sneaking around doing rides and trying to make a little money here, a little money there, trying to make ends meet. And so I went to the gym specifically to get out of the house so that I could then get a couple of rides in. And so I got through with the gym, took my shower and whatnot, and on my way home, I got this ride, and it ended up being 4 people, and they were going to a bar that I know well. It's a neighborhood bar that I've been to, and it was like Saturday at noon, and I was like, man. So I'm driving there, and they say when you're in Uber, it's not like any different from being in a taxi. Like people don't talk to the driver unless they're alone, and there were 4 people there, so they weren't talking to me. It was like I didn't even exist. And so I dropped them off, and I'm sitting there in the car, and I was like, man, I want to go to a bar on Saturday at noon. Like, why can't I do that? And I'm certainly not going to get there through Uber. And that was a really big epiphany for me, where they it cost like $4 for me to get them from their house to the bar, and then they tipped me $4 or something like that. So it was like $8. But like like, what's that going to do for me? In the long run, I can't do that. So that was a big thing. And then the next thing that happened was there was one point where my wife was my wife was out, and I was taking care of the kids, and I had to feed them dinner. So there was a big pepperoni pizza in the freezer, and we were shopping at this like sort of warehouse food store that has really cheap food, and it's not good for you. And I knew that, but like, we were trying to save money. And so I got this big pizza out now, and the kids were all excited because it was pepperoni pizza. And so I pulled off the cellophane around the pizza, and there was a bee inside the cellophane. And I was like, and part, like, having been in the Army and having done Cycle America and been a camper, and like, the bee didn't bother me. Like, it didn't really, I really didn't care. But ultimately the bee was in the pizza, and part of me wanted to just pick it off and like go for it, and then the other part of me, which was like, you know what, I'm not feeding my kids a pizza that had bee in it. I'm just not. And that was when I decided that was it. Like, I was just done. And so I took the kids to the pizza place down the street, and I just decided that I was going to make a change. And so I tried to figure out, and so this might be like, I think if you don't have like a bee in your pizza story, I would almost bet you that you started out trying to do affiliate entrepreneurship through YouTube, right? You look up how to make money online, how to be an affiliate marketer, how to use ClickBank, and you go to all these videos. And that's what I started doing. So I was going to YouTube. Like, I would go to bed at 10, and then I would like lay there and like look at my phone for an hour, looking for the key, looking for the starting point. And I could never find it. It was like all these people have all these things that they can do, and it's like, make $100 a day, make $500 a day, make $6, $60 an hour, and all these different things. And it was like, but it's just such easy fixes, but I could never find the starting point. And somehow, I think, how you look up how to make money online, and then all of a sudden all your YouTube videos become how to make money online videos. And somehow I got to the 4% Success Challenge. And I'm telling you, thank goodness I did, because it was, I watched like I think a half an hour webinar that was done by Vic Stryjus, who's the founder and CEO, and he did the webinar. And I was just fascinated. I couldn't believe it. And I joined. And from there, this was back in February. So the pizza thing happened, like, I think in November, and then I looked at YouTube for like 2 months, and then around about February was when I joined. Well, it was in February. I joined 4% Success Challenge, and things have completely changed for me ever since. So that's what I'm here to tell you about, and that's what I'm here to talk about, and really hopefully help you succeed, and help you join the Success Challenge. I mean, ultimately, that's my goal, is to help you, help serve you by joining this Success Challenge, because you really can't. I mean, you cannot go wrong with this product. I mean, it's an e-learning class. The information is invaluable, and ultimately, the cool part is that there's going to be like information on the front end and information on the back end of the 30 sessions that will help get you into the money real, like fast, and help you. You're going to you invest what you've got. You invest the money for the course, but you're able to make that money back. Hopefully relatively quickly, and there's no obviously guarantees, but that's the whole point of the system. So what I've done is, if you're watching this, I have the fact sheet, and there's basically, it's like, if you're here and you're watching this, you may have watched the 4% Success Challenge webinar, and you may or you may not have. My suggestion would be definitely go back to one of my emails and watch the 4% Success Challenge webinar. That would be the best thing for you to do, because that's a class. It's a class in itself. You'll learn a ton, take notes, and then if you've already done that and you need just a quick way to join, if you decide to join after we talk, is just going to the fact sheet that's on the webinar here, and just clicking that, and you can join right through there. So that's that's what I wanted to talk about tonight, and just kind of the way that things have changed for me over the last 4 months, or 5.5, almost 6 months now. So when I started, what I didn't know, I mean, there are many things I didn't know, but there's the way that the Success Challenge is built, is that the 4% group has in it what's called multiple streams of income. And so you hear financial people and you hear all kinds of people talking about never have one income. You always have to have several different sources of income. And so what's cool about the Success Challenge is that it has what's called the multiple streams of income ecosystem, MSI ecosystem, and that is where you become an affiliate for all the different products that you use inside the Success Challenge. So you have to have tools, like you'll have to have an email an email autoresponder, which is how I've been communicating with you thus far. So because I'm using GetResponse, I became an affiliate for GetResponse. So whenever someone joins the Success Challenge through me, and then they get that tool, I get a commission from that. And that's the way it'll work for you. Like, you'll be able to get a commission from the things that people, if you, it's not a multi-level marketing system. I don't want to mix up those two things, but ultimately, when you're able to help someone change their lives by joining the Success Challenge, you are able to then make money off of the purchases that they make, either within the Success Challenge or outside, which is really awesome. And it helps you, the whole point is to have all those streams of income coming in, and that's really what this thing is. That's a huge part of the base of this program. So that's really, and then what I didn't know, I knew there were tools. That's what I'm talking about with the tools. But I didn't know that it would be so focused on my personal development. That was completely a surprise to me. And what I mean by that is, it talks about how you can build your personal development, how you can become a different person and a better person through the work that you do. So you are you feel better. Like, in terms of me, like, my self-confidence has gone through the roof. I'm a different person in terms of patience. I understand that there's a direction, and that ultimately, none of this, the affiliate, there's no reason that I can't succeed in this. And that's what everyone's skeptical when they first start, and you're sort of I don't know. I mean, it sounds like you're sort of kicking the tires and kind of figuring out, I don't know if this is going to work. there's zero reason, like it's impossible for it not to work. And that's really what it comes down to, is that you have, there's laws of success that if you do the things that you need to do, you have to succeed. It doesn't work any other way. It's like gravity. Vic talks about gravity. He's like I said, the founder and CEO. He talks about gravity and how if you drop, if you drop a pen, it's going to go down. And it's no different for you than or me than it is for anybody else. There's no, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm going to be successful. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to be successful. And that's really what it, that's the crux of all this is, in terms of the personal development. Like I have zero doubt that this thing is going to be huge for me. I'm already starting to see see things rolling. It's kind of like getting a locomotive rolling. Like you sort of got to push it and push it and push it, but once it gets rolling, that's the whole point. It's very difficult to stop, which is really cool. And so when I talk about this, it's not a matter of like if this works. It's just a matter of like when it really hits, right? For me, like when it really hits. And it's starting to hit now, which is really cool. And it's only been 6 months, not even 6 months. So it's like when you think about it, like in what other business, in what other venture could you possibly invest such little money and then expect to make that back in such a short amount of time? And that's really, a really cool part of this is that that's what it is. Like statistically, and that's another thing. Like we go over this. I'm a promotional partner with the 4% Success Challenge. So we have a weekly meeting, and we go over the statistics of people that have joined the Success Challenge. And it's gone up since we started this new platform. But there's no reason that, like, if I'm trying to get people to join, there's no reason that it's not going to work for me if it's working for everybody else. Like that, it just doesn't work like that. Statistically, it's got to work for me in the same way that it works like everybody else. So that's really what's so important to understand, is that this is not something that you're sort of hoping that is going to work. It has to work. That's just ultimately the point, is that it's got to work. So those of you who are, who've been with me for several months and have been hearing me and are watch my videos or catch my emails, it's working. And that's the beautiful part of it. So if you're interested in joining, that's where, if you're at a point where you just want to make a change. The only difference between joining today versus joining next week is that you'll be a week behind. You'll just have wasted another week of wondering and thinking, and just instead of just like jumping in and hitting it. So that's really what my suggestion. That's why I have the fact sheet here. So at any time during the webinar, you just hit the fact sheet and go and just get started. And then know that I'm here to help with whatever you need in terms of questions about MSIs and different email responders and all those different types of things. That's what I'm here for. So I've kind of become your mentor if you join through me. And I'm here to help, which is really, it's fun. Like I've gone from, when I first got into this, I was trying to make money. I told you that, right? And that's why anyone would do this, right? Is trying to make money. So trying to get things rolling. And then when I got into it, I started realizing and thinking like, I am in it to make money. Yes, that's the point. But I've gotten so far past that I'm already thinking about like what I'm going to do with that money, what I'm going to do to help other people. I'm going to square my family away, get everything square for me. And then what I'm going to do, I have ideas for charity and for different things that I like in my profession I want to do. And so all that stuff is like what I'm looking forward to. So I'm like way past the idea of making the initial investment back, because I've gotten things going to the point where not only is that going to happen, but then I'm going to be able to, do right by my family, and then also get into the charity, I shouldn't say charity, but like projects that I want to do for people close to me. So I hope that makes sense. I hope everyone understands where I'm coming from. Like I said, hit the fact sheet and check out what's going on with the fact sheet, so you can, get to the Success Challenge more readily and I guess easily. Just checking my email here to see if anyone's asking questions. I don't know. I hate the idea that I can't tell if anyone's here or watching this, but so far I can't tell. So what I also wanted to do was take a look at the principles. So I've been going over the principles, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich principles, and that's something that's very important to the 4% Success Challenge, and it really hits that hard. But ultimately, that's not something that's unique to the 4% Success Challenge. People bring that up. It's a mainstay of any business. Is the Think and Grow Rich. So we talked about, I've done a couple videos so far, but you talking about your creating an idea. That part of it, there's not a principle that deals with an idea, but ultimately everything starts with an idea. And so for instance, if I'm following my own path, my idea was that I need to make money, and I need to do it online, because that seems to be the most effective way to do this. So I had the idea to make money online, and then you go through and you have the desire. I'm just looking at my notes here, make sure I don't miss one. You have the desire to make money online. You have the faith that you can do it, and the belief that it's possible. And all of that is because you're seeing what other people are doing, and in your heart that you are the one responsible. And if like I said in one of my emails, I would bet, like, hands down, every single time I put all my money on myself. And I love the fact that I can say that, because I used to not be able to say that before the 4% Success Challenge. I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't necessarily bet on myself. But now I'm just, I'm all in on myself to be successful. And I love that I can do that. So that's important. And then you have the auto suggestion and using your subconscious mind. So one of the things that you'll do when you join is you'll create goals for yourself. And these are the goals that I created in February. There we are. And my daughter's got, my daughter drew some cards for me, and I had them laminated. And so these are the goals that I'm working toward. And it's a lot of fun. I keep them in my chest pocket, my shirt pocket when I'm at work, or in my back pocket if I don't have a chest pocket. And then I have them all the time with me when I'm at home over the weekend. So using that, like, I read these every night, and I read them every night. I read them in the morning when I wake up, and they're with me throughout the day. So I'm constantly thinking about, okay, how do I get here? How do I get here? Everything I do has to do with meeting my goals. And I started noticing things that I wouldn't have noticed before. And this, it's Sunday night at 20 after 8, and I'm doing a webinar to try to help people and also, push myself to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to be successful. But then also your success is very important to me as well. And that's actually become more my goal is your success with this product and with the ideas that are in the 4% Success Challenge. So okay, and then you need specialized knowledge, and that's where the 4% Success Challenge comes in, because you have the specialized knowledge. It offers you the specialized knowledge, the tools and the way that they work and all that. All that is offered through the Success Challenge. You use your creative imagination. You have an organized plan, which again, that's what you don't have to make a plan with this. The Success Challenge is the plan. You go through the 30 sessions, and that's your plan. That's how you build your business. You legitimately build a business with the the success challenge. And then the next one is that I'll be talking about tomorrow is decision. And this is really where I'm coming from tonight, and I'll sort of finish with this tonight. Is that you got to make a decision, okay? And that's where if you, like I said, if you've been with me for several months, or if you've been with me for like 2 days, the decision is, decision time's now. Make the decision to change whatever it is you want to change in your life, whatever brought you here, whatever brought you into my little world. Is the need to change something in your life financially. And so making a decision now, making a decision tonight to say, okay, you know what, I'm done. I'm gonna get at it. I'm gonna go do what I need to do to be successful. Making that decision ensures that you start tonight at 8:26 on August 4th, as opposed to 15th of August, or 31st of August, or never, right? And ultimately, like I have in the back, I look, that's my office. It says, you can't see it, but it's, I came up with this idea of like, what are the things, I don't think I came up with it, but it's sort of like, well, 30 days, 60 days, a year is going to pass. Like, it's going to pass whether you like it or not. And so what are you going to do? Are you going to be the same person in August of 2020 as you are in 2019, or are you going to be a different person? And that's really the ultimate question, and that's the most important thing that we have to get into. So I hope that helps. I hope that this was informative. Please let me know in your in my emails, if you can respond to me and let me know if things are helping, if the things that I'm doing are helping you to understand and better engage with what you're doing. All of these things are very, very important. So I appreciate you. I hope that this was helpful for you, and I look forward to talking to you soon. So I'm going to end it here. Please check out the replay, and yeah, thank you very much.